Hi there, this is Mr. Wild at createtest.co.uk and we're looking at an addition of two fractions. Now I've changed my mind and I'm not too fussed about doing this one. I'd like to do a slightly different question. Let's do 2/5 plus a 7th. And as we did with the subtraction, which was part 1, the first thing we're going to do with these two fractions before we add them, and what I do when we take them away, is find a common denominator. So we're going to give them the same number on the bottom. Now, what number is going to be appropriate for 5 and 7? Well, one technique we looked at before was if we times 5 by 7, we got the number 35. And we know that this is a multiple of both 5 and 7 because it's 7 5s, 35 is 7 5s, and 35 is also 5 7s, so we know it's a multiple of them. They're in their times table. So we know that both these numbers can be written as a denominator, but this number can be written as a denominator. So what we're going to do then is we're going to think about keeping the fractions equivalent, and it is about keeping the fraction equivalent. And the first side we're going to look at is the 2/5 side. What did we do to get from 2/5 to the denominator from 5 to 35? And you should figure out that we times the denominator by 7. So what we must do is times the top number also by 7. That's the numerator. And what you'll find is we get 14. And 14 over 35 and 2 over 5 are exactly the same. They are equivalent fractions. If someone offered you 2/5 of a cake and someone offered you 14 35ths, they've cut the cake up quite a lot, but they offered you 14 pieces out of 35, you shouldn't be fussed which one you have. So they are equivalent. So we've got to do the same with the second fraction. And what have we done to the bottom number? We've actually times it by 5. So we must do the same to the top number, the numerator. And if we do times the top number also by 5, 1 times 5 gives us 5. Now what we've done is we've given them a common denominator, we've made sure they're still equivalent fractions, and now we can add them together. So if we add 14 over, and I'm just going to rewrite them here because of all the working around, add 5 35, we don't have to do anything to the denominator because we're adding 14 35ths, add 5 35ths gives us how many 35ths? 19 35ths. And that's how you do that question. So just remember, for all these fraction questions, addition and subtraction, common denominator, keep the fractions equivalent, and then deal with the addition or the subtraction of the numerator. So you've got 3 steps there. Hope that helps.